Jungkook came to his parents' house as his dad invited him for lunch, and along with that, he wanted to talk about something. As for now, the surroundings were filled with silence, and only the clinking of spoons and forks could be heard. Jungkook's father looked at him. He was tired of asking him the same thing again and again, but got no response from his son. He finally set down his spoon and fork and spoke. Do you really like your own company and all this property that you don't want to share it with anyone? By his sudden outburst, Jungkook and his mother both looked at him confused. His mother tried to calm her husband. Yubu, let's eat in peace, okay? Mr. John looked at her and then at him. How can I eat peacefully when my son is not giving me a reason to live in peace? If I would have thought like you would have never born. Dad, I told you that I'm not saying I won't marry, but I'm looking for someone who is right for me. Looking for? Do you think we all are dumb here? I've set up 4 dates for you and you went to none. You know how worried I am that if I ever get to see the face of my grandchildren or not. Yobo, don't say that. You know Jungkook, right? He will definitely find a beautiful and intelligent girl and settle down. She said, taking her son's side, but nothing could convince Mr. John now. Yeah, I know your son very well. We'll never get to see that beautiful and intelligent girl if we leave everything on him. Jungkook sighed and suddenly his phone started to ring. His heart skipped a beat when a name appeared on his phone screen. His mother noticed the softness in his eyes when he was looking at the screen, and she knew there is something. Why aren't you answering it? Jungkook looked at her and put his phone on silent mode before sliding inside his pocket. Why did you cut it? It can be important. I'll call back later. By the way, I'm done and I have to leave for work. See you soon, he said, getting up and bowed at his parents. Remember that I want to hear an answer from you within this month, or else I'll donate all my wealth to charity. Jungkook chuckled softly and walked away while his father looked at his mother. Did you hear his chuckle? He's not taking me seriously. Mrs. John came near. I don't think we have to worry now. He looked at her confused. What do you mean? She smiled. Didn't you see how his face lightened up when he got that call? I think someone has finally entered in his heart. We just have to wait. Really? If that's true, we shouldn't have to waste any time. She sighed. You're always so impatient. Let him reveal it by himself. I'm sure we'll get this good news soon. He's not picking up his phone. Must be busy with work. I'm really stupid. First I left my file in his car and now troubling him. He's not someone who has a lot of time. Suddenly the door opened and your angry mom standing at the door. It's been an hour since I called you down to eat breakfast, and what's wrong with your room, huh? It looks like there's an earthquake came. When will you grow up, huh? You are 20. Ow, Ma, why are you always like an angry bird? I'll fix everything, I'm busy right now. She crossed her arms and gave you a dangerous look that every mom gives that makes every child scared of her eyes only. I'm fixing it, just give me a few minutes. Fix it and come downstairs for breakfast. I'm giving you 15 minutes. She closed the door and left while you released a heavy sigh. No wonder why even dad can't speak in front of her. You got up from your chair when suddenly your phone started ringing. You saw the caller ID and got shocked. Oh no, he's calling back. You picked the phone and cleared your throat before answering. Your cheeks turned a bit rosy. I'm sorry I didn't pick your phone because I was a little occupied, he said from the other side. It's okay, it's my mistake that I disturbed you in the middle of your work. Don't worry, I wasn't working, but why did you call? Is everything okay? Yes, everything is fine. Actually, that day, I think I left my envelope in your car. Envelope? Jungkook was in his car only when he noticed that an envelope was resting on the dashboard. He grabbed it and checked. Oh yes, it's here. I did not see it. Thank God, I thought I lost it. There are some documents in that envelope that I have to submit today. Oh no, is it late? Tell me where I have to come. I'm again troubling you. There's nothing like that. Just tell me where you are. You told him that you are at the bus stop and he ended the call. Soon after that conversation over the phone, Jungkook came at the bus stop. Even after you insisted, he offered you a ride to your university. Thank you so much. I don't know how and why you always came as a life savior. Jungkook chuckled. You are making it sound like I've done something very big. You looked at him. Of course you do, every time, at least for me. He chuckled and looked at you. Slowly both started to meet often and was completely comfortable with each other. Now Jungkook was more than an inspiration for you. You like how mature and wise he is. You always have a fascination towards older men, and Jungkook was the perfect man you have idolized. As for Jungkook, he has completely fallen in love with you, and if he gets sure that you feel the same for him, he was ready to risk everything for you. He doesn't care what society thinks. If he is finding his happiness in a girl who is younger than him, then he would not ignore it, but also he can do nothing if you don't feel the same. Two months later. Your heart skipped a beat when you heard what he said. Never in your dreams you thought your desire will come true like this. There's no denying in the fact that you were in love with him even before you met him, but after meeting him you just fell harder. I don't know if this is right or not, nor am I going to force myself on you. It's just I told you what I feel. His tone was gentle, filled with love. I know it's a bit not at the right side and our age gap. Do you really believe in the age gap thing? You said cutting him off in the middle, making him look at you. You took a step closer. You know what? My dad is actually 6 years younger than my mom, and I have never seen a better couple than my parents. They are perfect and no one can say that they have an age gap, but I think I'm opposite to my mom. I always like older men, but guess what? I'm not as bold as my mom to claim my love, but I'm not even going to step back if you want to love me. Your words gave him more strength. He gently cupped your face. I already love you more than you can imagine. Your eyes shine with tears. Then please don't step back because I've already given you my heart. What? Jungkook, do you even know what you're saying? He asked him, shocked, still trying to process what his friend just said. I know very well whatever I'm saying and doing, and I'm not going to step back. Jimin rubbed his forehead and then looked at him. It's not about loving someone younger than you, Jungkook, but 12 years, don't you think this gap is a bit too much? And what if this is just her attraction? She's still in that age where they just get attracted to anything. Do you really think this is right? Jungkook turned towards him. These doubts were in his mind as well, but he was confident. He knew this will not going to happen. I don't know what will happen. I will wait until she gets fully matured and sure about her feelings. But if I'm going to marry and love someone, then it will going to be her. Jimin could see a new hope in Jungkook's eyes, and he knew Jungkook will never going to step back once he decided. He sighed, okay, but how will you going to convince your father? Will he accept this relationship? Jungkook smiled and walked near him. Don't forget, my dad is exactly 12 years older than mom. Maybe history is repeating once again, and if that's the case, you know how much they both love each other till this date. Jimin sighed, giving up, and nodded while a smile appeared on his face. Seems like this attraction towards younger women runs in the blood. I'll be happy to see you happy. Okay, this one was good, but now my turn. Jungkook smiled and nodded as he was walking towards you while you walking backwards, eating chocolate. Okay, so tell me, why don't skeletons fight with each other? Jungkook frowned and laughed. What kind of question is that? Just give me an answer. He pretended to think, but he was not sure. I don't know. This is a unique question. Because they don't have guts. Saying that, you burst into laughter. Jungkook chuckled not because your joke was funny, but because he found you cute, and seeing you happy and excited, it always makes him feel good. So, what did you think about us? Will you marry me? Jungkook chuckled while he stopped and looked at him. I'm not joking. I don't believe in dating, okay? You have to marry me if we are together. Jungkook came near you and cupped your face. Don't worry, we will definitely going to get married, but not now. Once you'll achieve your dreams and ready for the marriage. We'll marry. Till then, I'm always by your side. Then your wait will be over soon. Just see me getting successful in no time. Coming to the age of 25, I'll marry you. He smiled and nodded. I'll wait desperately. Then you extended your arms towards him, making him look at you confused. Do you want a hug? You shook your head. My legs are aching. Pick me up because I can't walk. He chuckled and picked you up. You smiled and pecked on his lips. When Jungkook's father came to know that his son was interested in a girl who was 12 years younger than him, eventually he was surprised and a little skeptical, but then he remembered the time he was once like this. He didn't oppose his decision because he knew what this feeling is. He was also once in love with a woman who was younger than him, and he still loves her more than anything. He has made so many sacrifices to get together with the woman he was madly in love with, but he doesn't want his son to go through the same. Seems like this is running in the genes now. I won't stop you, and I wish you achieve your happiness just like I did, he said, pulling his wife closer to him, who blushed while Jungkook chuckled and nodded. He was so happy that his father understood him. Thank you, Dad. I would love to meet my future daughter-in-law. Jungkook smiled and nodded. Sure, Mom. Your parents were looking at you, and Jungkook shocked when they came to know that their daughter is dating a man 12 years older than her. Your mother looked at you. Wine, can you come with me for a minute, honey? You gulped and shook your head. Oh, Ma, I know you'll beat me. Her face turned red in embarrassment while your dad pressed his lips together, trying to control his smile. You are really so loudmouth. Jungkook looked at your mom. Ma'am, I can understand your concern and you're right on your place, but I assure you that you will never regret putting your trust in me. Your heart melted seeing him do anything to get you. Mom, he's really so nice. Please accept this relationship. She was too helpless. One side she knew Jungkook is a good man, but this age gap thing was bothering her. She remained silent for some time but then sighed before looking at you and Jungkook. I want to trust, but what will others say? Your age? She didn't continue. Your dad came near her. Do you remember the time when you cared about no one and got married to me, Jagi? When two people fell in love with their whole heart, nothing matters more than their love. Jungkook smiled and nodded. Well said, sir. And not only you or me and YN, but my parents also have an age gap. And see, you all are happy and together. Please let us experience this beautiful journey of life too. Your mom looked at you. Okay, but you have to wait until YN get a bit more mature. Jungkook smiled and nodded while you hugged your mom tightly. Thank you so much, Mom. I love you. You are the best. She hugged you back and it was such a wholesome moment with laughter and smiles. Everyone accepted your love and now you both can love each other without any fear and boundaries. 6 years later. The grand opening of your brand was in full swing and the air buzzed with excitement. You stood in front of the beautifully decorated venue, a blend of modern aesthetics and vintage charm that perfectly encapsulated timeless elegance. Your dream turned reality. At 26, you had transformed from a college student with aspirations into a successful entrepreneur. The journey was not easy, but with hard work and unwavering support from Jungkook, you had made it. Today marked a significant milestone and you could hardly contain your excitement. Guests mingled, admiring the elegant designs on display. You moved through the crowd, greeting well-wishers and industry peers, feeling a familiar warmth by your side. Turning, you saw Jungkook looking dapper in a tailored suit, his eyes sparkling with pride. "Congratulations, love, you did it," he said with a smile while you smiled back, your heart swelling with emotion. "We did it. I couldn't have done this without you." Jungkook took your hand and kissed the top of it. "Well, I just gave you a little push. The rest was all you." A gentle cheer rose from the crowd as both of your parents approached, their faces beaming with pride and joy. They are so happy and supported your love for each other all along. "We are so proud of you, sweetheart. This place is beautiful," your mother said. "You have achieved so much, and with Jungkook by your side, we know you will continue to succeed." His parents also congratulated you, and this was basically the best day of your life where you achieved everything you wanted. A good family, your dream, and your dream man that helped you in making it possible. You exchanged hugs with your parents, feeling their support envelop you. As the ceremony proceeded, you took a moment to reflect on the past 6 years. Jungkook had kept his promise to wait until you achieve your dreams before marriage, respecting your desire to carve out your path. Your love had only grown stronger. As the evening continued, Jungkook pulled you aside to a quieter corner of the venue. He looked into your eyes, his expression serious but full of love. "Now that you have achieved your dream, there's something I have been waiting to ask you." Your breath caught as he reached into his pocket and pulled out a small velvet box. He opened it to reveal a stunning engagement ring. "Wyan, will you marry me?" Tears of joy filled up in your eyes as you looked at the man who had been your rock, your inspiration and your love. "Yes, Jungkook, 1,000 times yes." The crowd noticed the intimate moment and erupted into applause and cheers as Jungkook slipped the ring onto your fingers. He pulled you into a tender embrace and you felt the world melt away, leaving just the two of you and the perfect moment. The night was filled with celebrations, not just for the success of your brand, but for the beautiful journey of life and partnership that lay ahead. As you looked around at the people who had come to support you, you knew that the best was yet to come, with Jungkook by your side now and forever.